Life LDC. Today I'm going to demonstrate the Lisa Richardson Crochet Along 2017 Felted Tweed Blanket. Gosh, what a long title. Anyway, release 12, the two color arches panels. I'm going to be doing the panel that's done in cumin as the first color and rage as the second color. The instructions say to make 57 chains, which I have done. It doesn't say what color to do it in, but I'm assuming it's the first color because the foundation row is done in the first color. So I've done it in cumin. So cast on your 57 chains and we'll get ready to do the foundation row. The foundation row is a right side row using the first color, 2 trebles into the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 2 trebles into this third chain from the hook. One, back into the same spot, which is right in there. Two trebles. Then it reads star, 4 chain, missing 5 chains on your foundation row, we're going to 5 trebles into the next stitch. So missing 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the 6th one, we're going to do 5 trebles. So that's going to really stretch out the bottom hole on that chain stitch. Not to worry, that's what the pattern says. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Drop a stitch. There we go. So that's 5. And that is the repeat. So you repeat across the foundation row from the star, doing 4 chain, missing 5 chains on the foundation chain down here, 5 trebles into the next stitch. So in every 6 stitches, you're going to do the 5 trebles into this chain stitch. Repeat to the last 6 chains. So I will meet you at the end. So here we are at the end. It's quite a big, loose piece of work here. All these big holes, as we could see from the pattern. So at the end it says so star to the last 6 chains, missing 5 chains, 3 trebles into this last chain, and you will have 9 pattern repeats. So 4 chains, and 3 trebles into this last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So last one, 3 trebles into this last chain. One treble. 2 treble, 3 trebles, turn, and now we're ready to start the pattern. We have 9 repeats here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do we get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I guess they're counting the outsides as repeats. 9. So there we go. We're ready to start row 1, which is also a right side row according to the pattern. Two chain counts as 1 treble, missing the stitch at the base of the chain, the 2 chain, and the next 2 stitches we're going to 3 trebles, 3 chain, and 3 trebles into the next 4 chain space. Okay, so jumping over to the 4 chain space, we're going to 3 trebles, 3 chain, and 3 trebles. So it gives us another space there. Missing the next 5 trebles, the big treble grouping. Repeat from the asterisk, ending last repeat at the double asterisk. So the asterisk is 3 chains, 3 trebles, 3 chains, 3 trebles into the next chain space. So basically we're just going to jump over these group of trebles from the foundation row and do 3 trebles, 3 chains, and 3 trebles into each of these spaces. So I'll meet you at the end. And we end off this row 1 by missing the 2 trebles, which are here at the end of this row, and doing a treble into the top of the 2 chains. So a treble into the top of the 2 chains. And there we go. Row 1, which is a right side row, is all done. I'm sorry, I'm very close up here so you can see what I'm doing, so I'll zoom out later. So turn, and we're going to need our second color now. I think it's time for a little slurp of tea. So row two, using the second color, in my case, Rage, chain 6. I've left my cumin attached here. I'm not sure if I'm going to break it off or not. I'm going to see if there's any way I can work it up the side here. So snug that last cumin stitch down to hold your 6 chain. So chain 6, which counts as 1 treble and 1 chain, 5 trebles into the next 3 chain space. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Then we're going to do 4 chains. Then repeat from the star, which is 5 trebles into the next 3 chain space. Which we're skipping. This is not a chain space. We're going right over to here. 1. 'So we're going to repeat that across the row. We're going to do 4 chains, bridging this spot here, and then do 5 trebles into the next 3 chain space, and we're going to do that all along, and I'll meet you at the end. So here we are at the end of row 2, and we ended at the double star, which was doing 5 trebles into the 3 chain space. And to finish off the row, we're going to do 1 chain and 1 triple treble into the top of the 2 chains at the beginning of this round. So a triple treble, 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's row 2. I just noticed how close in color this is. This is not red. This is, well, actually it is sort of reddish over there. This is my dining room, my casual dining room tablecloth that I'm working on. So row 3 is using the second color again. So we'll carry on with row 3. Row 3, using the second color, 5 chain. That counts as 1 double treble and 1 chain. So 5 chains. Three trebles into the next 1 chain space, which is actually right here, right at the very beginning. So 3 trebles into the first chain space, the 1 chain space. So 3 trebles in here. here is where the repeat now starts. So star, missing 5 trebles, which is this treble grouping here, 3 trebles, 3 chains, and 3 trebles into the next 4 chain space. So 3 trebles, 3 chains, and 3 trebles. Three trebles, three chains, when I try and get fancy and do this hooking of that you see crocheters doing, I always drop the loop off of my hook. So there's 1, 2, 3, and you repeat from the star right across. So 3 trebles, 3 chains, and 3 trebles into the chain space right across to the end. I'll see you there. So here we are at the end of row 3, and the last instructions are to working the last stitch, which is the 3 trebles, 1 chain, and 1 treble into the 5th of the 6 chains at the beginning of the previous round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 3 trebles, 3 trebles, 1 chain, and 1 treble. 1 chain and 1 treble, all into this same space here. And that is row 3 finished. And doesn't that look quite spectacular? So it turns out that for row 4, you're back using the first color, which I didn't break off, and I wish that I had caught that in the chains here, taking it up to there so I wouldn't have to break it off, but I am going to have to break it off. Maybe at the next change of color I will try chaining it up. So I'm going to have to break it off and restart it for row 4. So row 4 is chain 3 with the first color. Pull that right down. So chaining 3 with your first color, which counts as 1 treble, 2 trebles into the next 1 chain space. So 2 trebles into here. Then there's the star. 4 chains, 5 trebles into the next 3 chain space. So 4 chains and 5 trebles into here. Repeat from the star 7 times more. So 4 chains, and 5 trebles into the 3 chain space. So repeating that, we're going to do 4 chains, missing this join here, and 5 chains, 5 trebles into this chain space. So I'll meet you at the end. Row 4 ends with 4 chains and 5 trebles into the 4th chain at the beginning of the last round or row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 5 trebles into here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 5 trebles into that last stitch or chain. You can see what's happening. We're getting these big pointy bits. It takes 2 rows to finish off one of these pointy bits. So the last, the square is finished off by working in pattern for 5 more rows. So that was a row 4. You do 1 to 4 again and finish off after pattern row 1, breaking yarn and fastening off. And we're going to make 4 of these panels in total. So I'll see you at the end. Okay, so I finished my first panel. This is my first arches panel, and one thing that I did do differently was when you finished you had these peaks along the top, and I wanted to make the top edge match the bottom edge, so I just did a crochet chain. I started with 2 and then 3, so that's 5. Single slip stitched it to the this 3 space hole, 3 chain hole, 5, slip stitch it to that, 5 all the way across, ending up with 3 chains and a treble to give me a complete edge around the outside of this piece. So when you finished all of your arches and your other Release 11 pieces, you have to put them all together per these charts. I didn't mention this in the last video, but we have all these spare motifs and they all fit into these. Section 11 is up here and R9-3 is there, and they all go around the outside. They all have to be seamed, of course, and then sewn on to the main piece of the blanket. And then the final piece of the puzzle is going to be the edging, which I'm not going to be ready to do because, as you can see, I still have my last sections to do, and I have all these to sew up using that nifty flat seam in ginger, and I'm looking forward to the whole thing. But I have to say I will probably not be getting to this until probably around the end of this year, so at Christmas time. I have other things I've got to do right now, so I'm hoping that you have enough information and that you carry on, and I'll see you at the very end when we have a big reveal of the final blanket. So happy crocheting. I hope you are getting what you need out of these videos. Please leave me messages or comments. I'd like to hear I'd like to hear your comments to know that this is helping, and that's been great. Thank you very much. Thank you for everybody who's been subscribing so far, and I look forward to seeing everybody's finished blankets. So until the next time, when we'll be doing, I'll be showing you the big reveal of the finish. until then, happy crocheting.